for New Year's Eve, you know, holiday seasons. The only difference thing for me is like I take some time off from work, so that's good because I rarely have time off from work, but I have that on Christmas and on New Year's Eve, although I don't really celebrate any of them. I hate New Year's Eve celebrations, to be honest. It's the worst thing on earth for me. But the thing is, I get to reload my batteries, and that's kind of nice. Today, it's Monday. I got a deload week, so it's not going to be anything crazy this week. But I got my new program for the upcoming weeks to Sheffield. And man, when I look at it, you know, right now I usually train 6 times per week. So I have 3 full weeks of training, and then I got 4 sessions more. One of those are gonna be in England because I'm gonna be in Sheffield at that time. And this is crazy. Like now when I look at the program, it's like, whoa, time is flying. Like, since I found out I was going until now, it still felt like, okay, it's time left, you know. And then, you know, time is flies. It's like, it's always a long time until it's time, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, you're 4 weeks out. It's just 3 more weeks of training. This means it's peak. So it's not like a full deload, but my goal is to recover this week, and then at the end of the week, feel kind of itchy and ready to go. Like I should be ready to push. So want to go kind of easy to gain some energy and momentum back. And then next week is going to be harsh on the volume, and I should feel worked. And then the week after that, I'm going to keep like the weights for the singles ramped up, and then but the volume is going to kind of come down, and it's taper week, and it's like go time. It's like what? So that's kind of crazy. I've actually been working this morning a little bit. Just before this, I actually filmed some, because I have a new idea of what to film more for Instagram and stuff, and also YouTube Shorts that I think it's fun and can be helpful. I just had this idea this weekend. I was like, oh my god, because if, like, let's say you've been following me for quite some time. Back in the days, I used to do a lot of like reels that I really enjoyed doing, and then at one point, it just turned into, back then I used to like film with my phone, or my sister used to come with me to the gym and film, and then I moved here and she couldn't come and help me anymore, and all of a sudden, I don't know why, but I started overcomplicating things. Like I started having like the scripts, I started making it hard, and it started to take so much time that eventually I just stopped doing it. And it's something that I've been wanting to do more of, because I enjoy doing it, but I've been like, I hate doing it right now. And I kind of realized why this weekend, so I've gone back to that, and it was really fun. So I had fun this morning doing some of that, because I still don't want to like train immediately in the morning when I got squats, because at the moment I'm at like small cut, and I'm just not as bloated anymore. And I'm one of those girls, I want to be bloated. I want to be really bloated and full of water weight and like full in my muscles to feel strong. That's just me. And of course I like being leaner and everything, but I don't feel strong and I don't feel good in myself. It's like, maybe, yeah, I can flex my muscles and I look a little bit leaner, and that could be fun for flexing pictures, but I don't like taking those that much sometimes. But so it's like nice to, you know, I usually like to be bloated, but whenever I'm competing, I can't really be that. So instead I want to have both breakfast and lunch. So it was good to like have, sometimes I have breakfast, I go on a long walk, and then immediately after I have lunch and go train. The only thing is it's hard to eat the lunch because I'm still full from breakfast, even if I drink like a smoothie for breakfast. So now instead I'm doing breakfast, I did a walk, worked a little bit, and then I'm gonna have lunch now actually. Oh my god, I think I may be frying my rice. Hold on a second. My rice is officially saved. It's still good, but sometimes I forget to set a timer on my rice. I usually don't like necessarily need to do that, but when I'm doing stuff at the same time, it's easy to like forget the time. And I have no idea how long my rice takes to cook. I actually stopped using a rice cooker. And you may wonder why a rice cooker is the simplest thing, but I learned from Sammy's mom how to do the perfect rice, and it's way easier to do and get it perfect all the time if I do it in like a normal pot, not a frying pan, pot, I think it's a pot, but instead of doing it in a rice cooker, because in the rice cooker it's kind of good, but I realized that no matter what time you set on it, on the one I have at least, what's gonna happen is basically I have to turn it off when it's like 6 minutes left, and that means I have to keep track of time, and I always forget it, and I have to turn it off in order for it to go. And this also takes like 40 minutes, even if I do it on quick rice, it still takes, you know, like 40 minutes to get good rice, and I always forget it, and that means it's overcooked. And I always like to make a lot of rice, so I have rice for like the rest of the day and for like the next day. And then when it's good, first one that I eat for lunch that's newly cooked, but the one I keep in the refrigerator for like the next day is like overcooked, and it's like oatmeal. And so when I do it on the stove instead, like on my own in a pot, what happens is it gets way better and it stays better. It takes like 20 minutes max. It's like, or 15 minutes to 20 minutes. Sometimes I'll let it stay for longer because I can. It still doesn't get overcooked. If I keep it too long, it's gonna burn, yeah. But it doesn't get overcooked, it goes way faster to do, and it's better in the refrigerator, and it tastes better, and the consistency is better, and I don't need any kind of broth. I used to have chicken broth in my rice because it tastes good, and I haven't bought any because it's expensive, and so I keep like procrastinating on doing it. But so that's basically why, but it tastes so good, and it's so easy. I used to fail all the time, like I would get it would be like not boiled on the inside, so it would be hard and crispy on the inside, but overcooked on the outside when I did it on the stove. And then Sami's mom, I asked her to teach me again, and I realized my mistakes. Like the mistakes that I did is, let me walk you through how I make this rice. So basically what I do is I take this pot, I add the double amount of water that I'm gonna have rice. So usually I have 4 cups of rice, so I have 8 cups of water. And then I have 1 tablespoon of salt, table salt, per liter. So it's usually 3 tablespoons of salt. I add that, I let it boil up, and while it's boiling, or it starts to boil, I clean my rice 2 times. Very simple. And then once I've rinsed my rice 2 times, and once the water is boiling, I put the rice into the stove. Now, what I did in the mistake here is immediately when I put the rice in, I used to lower the heat, and she taught me I have to wait and let the water boil up again once I put the rice in. So I was like, because otherwise it's gonna get overcooked on the outside and not cooked at all on the inside. I was like, wow, okay, that makes a difference. That was what I did wrong. And so start doing that, and then immediately once it started boiling with the rice in, I turned down to medium heat, not super low heat, because then it gets overcooked because it has to stay too long, but like medium heat. And then when I have it at medium heat, just after it started boiling, I turned down, I just but I just turn it around one time. No more, just one time, because otherwise you're gonna have like this wall in the middle, like there's gonna be a lot of rice in the middle and not much up, and then it's the same thing, gotta get overcooked on the outside and not cooked at all on the inside, which also happened for me. So doing that just one time, letting it sit on medium heat and for like 10 minutes, and then it's done. So that would take me like 15-20 minutes in time, so it's half the time of a rice cooker, and it becomes perfect all the time. It was a life hack, because I eat a lot of rice, I'm boring, and I don't feel like I have time to cook. Like, I cook every day, but I make the same thing every day, so I never have to think about what to eat, and I also never, it doesn't take much time. I just fry my meat and eat my rice, because it's simple. It's just so simple, because I'm not gonna stand here and have a lunch that's gonna be like 2 hours of fixing something new. I hate meal prepping. I do it for competitions, but I hate meal prepping on Sundays. On Sundays, that's gonna be my day off. I'm not gonna do anything else. Same on Saturdays unless I'm working. Like, I just want to take that time to not do anything else. No kind of must. And all the other days, I maximize them with work and training. Like, I just maximize the time, so I have no time left. I have no free time left. And I like that, but so I hate meal prepping. But I just have like my rice in the refrigerator. I do the same thing, and that is simple. Some people may not like it and won't be able to live like that. But I'm bored different now. Previously, you know, that would be terrible. Now I don't feel like it is anymore. So that's good. But either way, actually now I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna call Minal. And so she's actually my co-coach and for the coaching and also my friend. So I haven't talked to her in a while. I'm gonna call her and talk to her while I eat and I go for a walk. And then I'm gonna head to the gym and do some squats. It's gonna be easy today. So we'll see where we end up. I will see you in the gym in the next one, but now I'm gonna eat. And I'm gonna try to talk you through more of the session and my thinking because I haven't been able to do that because I've been filming at the other gym, but now that I'm at home, I want to be able to do like these videos in between kind of thing. So let's go in. I think you maybe can hear that. That's how much it's blowing outside. Like, it's actually crazy. So now I'm in the gym, I'm gonna warm up. I'm gonna do my rehab, which is 4 exercises, first of all, of mobility. I do this morning and warm up. I like always have to do this. Crap, I'm losing count. I think 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, so 8 per side. I do a spider lunge as well. 8 reps in total of that. So this is basically, mostly is for my hip and lower back, from the back injury I once had. And I feel like whenever I stop doing this, or if I'm sitting a lot, if I don't go on a lot of walks, that pain is gonna come back. But doing this keeps it away. And then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna disappear now. Alright, so 8 in total of the scorpion stretch. Also funny thing, can't see, it's so dark in the mornings. I accidentally took like 2 wrong pair of socks. I guess it doesn't matter, but I got black over here, green one. I thought the green one was a black one. And I really took my time to make sure it was a black one this time. And then it wasn't. So 3 rounds of this, and then I do some other rehab for my knee, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12, 13, 15, 16, can't count and talk at the same time. But I feel like I always have to do this to make sure my back is in shape, and I feel like it helps. I walk a lot, so I don't necessarily need so much like sit on the bike or do cardio as a warm-up to get blood flow. But I feel like just doing the mobility gets me that kind of thing. As a way to like just feel ready to go. Alright, I'm gonna do 1 more round of this. And then I got another rehab for my knee, my left knee and groin as well. Whenever I stop doing that, my groin and knee achy feeling. So it's more like prehab, I guess, than actually rehab. Because it's no longer an injury, it's just that I have to keep doing it to make sure it stays away. And then I'm gonna do some activation of my glutes, which I also have to do for my back. And previously I could come off with like just get in the gym, go under barbell, do some squats. Now I have to take time with my warm-ups, but I feel like it helps me mentally get going. Usually when I get into the gym, even though I'm excited and I love training, I'm like, ugh. Like it can be like a little bit tired and not like, because sometimes the sessions are tough, so maybe sometimes I don't want to get too excited early on, so I try to not even get excited. I would rather jog when I go into the gym, because I don't want to use up all my energy before the lift, because then I'm going to use my energy up in the warm-up and I'm going to be tired when I get to my working sets of training. So instead, I just want to make sure that I do, like, kind of keep tired, but it sets my mind up for what I'm doing. Like, it preps me for it's time to lift when I do it. That's kind of how I see it, because otherwise before, I could go, I feel fine, I'll skip it today. But now, it's like I no longer do that. I know that this is an important key part if I want to stay healthy. So that's what it is. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I feel really stiff, I'll do like I can feel it here when I go there. Also gives them a little deeper stretch. Don't always need to do that, but sometimes I will. And this one I can do it with straight legs, depending on, I try to get my back to crack on this one. That's like my goal. Alright, knee rehab, let's go. I gotta start warming up because my camera died, so I had to go in around and get it shorter. Normally I would be like, oh, crap, it's blowing so much. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's crazy. Either way, so I'm actually squatting right now. Shoes are on, sleeves are on, and Sammy's shirt is on. Oversized like t-shirts for squatting is like the best thing because it's such a bother to have shorts and get my knee sleeves on because Sammy always trains before me. He likes having it hot in here. So when I get into the gym, even though like I turn down the heat, it's warm, I can't get my knee sleeves on, I start sweating immediately. And when I have shorts, so I like having leggings, and I feel like this is like the best thing ever. And I'm at 120 now. I'm gonna do 3 reps, and then after this one, I'm gonna put down the belt. I'm gonna go 120, 140, 150. We'll see. I don't have any plans whatsoever on what to do today because I've noticed that I've had too many plans, too many weight-specific goals. And sometimes weight-specific goals is good if they're very far in the future. Short term, I don't find them good at all. I find them distracting. Because what I realized that I was doing like this last few weeks is I've been trying to prove to myself that my goals are actually correct and possible for Sheffield. And so I haven't used the time to really get stronger in the sense that I would. So now that it's peaking, I don't have any goals whatsoever on what weight to do. The only goal I have is to follow the RP and Powerlifting program, and we'll see where we end up. I'm supposed to do a single at RP 6. We'll see what that is, because that's just the goal. RPE 6 single. And I'll see on the day. And that way, if I follow it truthfully, I know I'll be in shape in the meet day. Because the one thing I know, if I try to predict now what's gonna happen, it's impossible. Like, I can't predict what weights I'm gonna do at Sheffield. All I know is what numbers I'm strong enough for now. I can't predict how well or if I'm gonna increase those numbers. I can hope I'm gonna do it, I can train for it, but I can't predict it. But what I do know and can guarantee is that if I try to predict it, I will guarantee myself to do lower weights than I would have done otherwise. Because when I try to predict a weight, I start trying to train to prove that it's true rather than train to get stronger. You don't get stronger by adding weight, you get stronger to add weight. So that's a key thing that I was told. Now, let's go. 3 reps. So today, RP6, let's just see what's there. Let's not try to prove anything. Let's try to not reach for closure. I think this is the thing. You, as a human being, we want closures. You know when you want to spoil what happens at the end of your favorite series? Or read the end of the book before? I used to do that. I love doing that. But when you're spoiling it, for example for this, when you can't predict it, it's like you get hyperintention on a certain prediction. It's also why, for example, I had troubles with actually believing I was going to lose before the competition because I just wanted closure. Because it was so hard to go and be in the unknown, not knowing if I'm going to make it, not knowing if it's going to be possible, not knowing if I can actually reach the standard that I want. Being in the unknown is bad. It doesn't feel good. Sometimes it feels better knowing that you're going to lose and accepting that than it is being in the unknown. But you have to be in the unknown if you want to be able to win. Because also just thinking that you are going to win and I think I'm going to do X, Y, Z numbers, You never truly, completely, 100% know if you haven't never done those numbers before. If you've done those numbers before, you can have that prediction. Like the prediction I have so far is like the numbers I've done. But I can't predict if I'm gonna do specifically that. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do those numbers because I made them, because maybe I can do more. And that's what I mean, not trying to predict where you're gonna end up. I'm not trying to predict if I'm gonna be doing the numbers that I've been doing in the past, because then I'm gonna sell myself short, and not going super high and thinking I'm gonna do X, Y, Z, because then I may start training to prove that that is correct. Instead, I just wanna be in the unknown for now until Sheffield. And you and me both will see on meet day. So it's equal. You and me both, we shall see on meet day where we end up, what are we strong enough for. But for now, I'm just gonna train to get stronger and try to basically just prime my body to perform on January 26th. So, yeah. Let's go. I did 140. It actually felt heavy, I'm not gonna lie. But that's common. Like, usually everything above 120 feels heavy for me. I can still do 195 plus. So it's like just one of those things where I just have to endure at this point. And it also felt a little bit off because it was the first set with wrist wraps and belts and everything. But I'm gonna hype up a little bit more for the next one. So actually putting on music now. Let's see if this one wanna connect. I got an MP3 player. I feel so old school. But it's kind of nice. Like having it on. I never have to think because I'm not good with Spotify playlist. Okay, now it's connected. Alright. Drums of Liberation. Those who know, they know. I hope that could be out of Sheffield. That would be cool. I'm also gonna make a drill. So to activate my core in the belt a little bit more. The day is die. Crap, this won't stick to my hair. Could happen. Alright, first of all, I'm gonna do this drill. So it's basically this drill to make sure I activate my core. So I have the belt on, I plug it together, and I'm gonna breathe into it for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and then breathe out for 2 seconds. I'm gonna repeat that 10 times, just to make sure I feel like I can really get a good race. You can also do this with your hands to the side. I think it's called like the sandwich drill, also like university. And either way, okay. Alright, so now we're gonna fix this music, and I'm gonna do this 155. Could be the top set, we'll see actually. It could be. Let's see if it wants to connect. Could be dead, to be honest. guess I'll just go without music for now. I'm not gonna go too long. That was so much better than 140. That was good. I think 10 more. 10 more. Yeah. Decent? Yeah, decent. Not gonna go heavier, but that was decent. I think I could have done it slightly better, but I'm gonna do it a little bit better on the backups instead. So I'm actually gonna go down 10 kgs for the next set. It's only 140, but and it is like an RP6, but I have to think about getting tired a lot. And what I know for me personally, I'm not someone that gets stronger or is good at repping close to PRs. Like I think sometimes I even think to myself, like, how can I be the best 63 because, you know, here am I doing reps at 140 and my competitors do it at 200. But I never, ever, whenever I push my reps, and I can do reps closer to my PRs, but whenever I do my single struggles, and it's just not good. I realized that I'm someone who gets stronger from doing reps at lower weights. And in training, like far away from competition, I can push the reps a little bit more, to push a little bit more, to get a bigger overcompensation. But when it's like this close to a competition, you know, when it's meet time, then that's the point when I want to actually, the single can be slightly higher, but I want to hold down on my reps. Like my reps are gonna be lower in weight during peak than they are gonna be in training, like in off season. And that's just how it works for me and how I find my body works. So that's why now that I feel like, okay, 140, I did it like last competition this time out, which is why I loaded 140, usually it's easy for me. But I had a heavy squat session, heavy sessions last week, so I think that's why. It's probably just fatigue. And yeah, so I'm gonna lower to 130 and do 3 sets of 4 there instead. And because I don't want to be at my strongest right now, not at all. And I just have to accept that. Sometimes me doing reps at 120, 130 is what allows me to do a 200 kilo squat, for example, if I could do that. Oh, 190 plus, at least. But so, I have to trust, you know, what works for me. That's why I also don't like watching social media, because I'm gonna see someone else do like reps at 180, and I'm like, I spent the same as them, but I can't do that. This doesn't mean that I'm weaker. It's just how it works for me. So, you have to take that into consideration as well. Finito with the squats. 130 was a good weight, and it was good to lower to 130, and because that was effortless. Like, I still made it hard by controlling it. So for me, on deload or race week, especially during peak, when it's supposed to be easy. When it's supposed to be hard, it's a completely different story. But when it's supposed to be easy, I like to choose a weight where I feel like it is effortless to get up. Like, I don't have to push to get up, but I can make it hard by controlling it. So I'm not gonna shoot like 70 kilos because that's effortless too, but it's a bit too easy. So I like to choose weights that on the limit until it's not effortless. Like just 10 kilos up, 140, and it wasn't effortless. So that's like where I want it to be, because then I can really nail and I build momentum. Like the feeling I get on that weight is gonna be like, man, I'm strong. Man, I'm gonna do well. Like I get confidence from that weight because it's effortless. I'm gonna nail that. Control is gonna be good. Like it's just gonna feel so fluid, like just amazing. And that builds my confidence. And now doing this, next week I'll be a little bit fresher. I will be able to go higher on that weight. That will be more effortless. And we'll ramp up the weight until competition day. But that's like the one thing that I like to do is like choose something that builds confidence during prep, because I find like I already got to strengthen me. At this point of time, I can't get much stronger. Most of the work is actually done. I have to rely on the training that I've done all my entire career up until now. So now it's mostly about getting my peak shape. And I can't get my peak shape to show if I'm going too heavy. Like that doesn't work for me. And so I want that confidence. Like me getting that confidence can be a big thing. Because if I go into a session and I don't really have that confidence, or if I go into a competition and I don't feel any confidence, because let's say heavy weights have just not been moving the way I want them, a lot of the time, I'm gonna feel wrecked. And usually my mental is what's gonna give up the earliest in that kind of competition, because I haven't prepped the right way. So this is what I like to do. So I did film the first set, which I showed you, and this two after that was actually better, but I didn't film those because my camera was charging. And I also done one more warm-up set and one work sets of leg extensions. I got one set left, so only two. And then I'm gonna add side plank today. I don't get that in a program. Usually wouldn't add anything this close to competition, but I have felt recently that I'm a little bit bad at using my core the right way in my squat and deadlift, and I think that's just because I'm out of tune. So I'm just adding in some light core movements just to feel more in tune in my body, more compact. So nothing crazy, and I won't be doing that like all the way this week and next week probably, and then not the week after that, and then it's taper week. But so I'm gonna add that too, just two sets, Thursday set. Just making sure like I know how to contract my muscles, know how to get tight, how to get solid and stable. That's like what I just want that mental thing. That was actually way easier than the first set. But it wasn't supposed to be that hard. It's only 30 kilos. This, I have to say, this kind of leg extension machine, that's not, in a normal cable, it's actually tougher than you think it is. It's a little bit heavier than the ones with the cable, because this one is not as comparison, it's still like, what is it? I think it's 5,000 Swedish, so almost $500. Yeah, I think that's right. And compared to other things, this thankfully is sponsored by your company. I'm not sponsoring this video to say anything, they sponsor me overall, so which I'm super grateful for. But that's why I chose this one as well, because I tried to, like everything I chose for my gym, I tried to actually like choose the cheapest things, partly because I don't want them to send me something expensive, because it feels weird. But also because then, you know, the things that I have, if you want to get your own home gym, you could actually get things that are a little bit cheaper, but works. And this way you can have a leg extension machine at home. Because I don't got too many dumbbells, I got 35 kg. So it's like a little bit hard to sometimes go heavy with some exercises. So this makes it a little bit easier. Especially when I don't want to load my spine, because I already do that in the squat. So that's actually a good thing. And that's why I like this one. And same with the lat pull down machine that I got. It's kind of cheap too. And in comparison, it's still money, of course. But I mean, you can't expect, if you buy secondhand, you could come away off very quite like cheap. But I tried to do that before I got sponsored, and it was tough to find. And different machines are a different story. I know some have like cable cross machines that are kind of cheap, I guess, as well. And from the people that I coach. Either way, I don't know why I got into that. It was just like, this is slightly harder than you think. But it's still really, really good. It's also like this. It's a combined. So I have to move it. So it's a leg curl if I put my feet under here as well. So that's kind of nice to have it both in one. Now I'm going to do the side plank because I'm done with the actual section. So I'm just going to do 2 sessions of that. 2 sets of that. And then, yeah, then I'm done. So I'm gonna go on a walk after that and eat. I hope and I pray that the autofocus is on because it wasn't previously on, like on the last one. And this is just one of the things with this camera that I can't zoom with is, and I have bad eyesight on far legs, like I can see. And I should wear glasses. I only use them when I'm watching TV though, and I don't use lenses. It's like, either way, so I can't see if the focus is on, so I would have to do multiple takes. And sometimes even though I do multiple takes and check, it's still like when I actually sit there and talk, the autofocus is on. And I hope you can live with that, otherwise it's full through. But either way, now I'm done. And so it was a good session. It's pitch dark outside. I have no idea what time it is because I don't have a clock here. But I'm gonna go on a walk, and then I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna continue working for the rest of the night. That's my day, that's my life. So it's quite simple. But either way, it was a good one. And I feel like this video was very fun to make, and I truly hope that you were able to like take something from it. Like I truly hope that, because I felt like this wasn't a fun session to watch in terms of like it's nothing crazy, no fancy weight, and you know, it's like super chill weights where you could be like, what, weights? No way, she doesn't have a chance. Like she's doing reps at 130. That could be a fear of mine, but I feel like that's kind of like on Instagram. It's not necessarily like something I'm gonna post, and I know probably I should, but I don't, and I probably won't, to be honest. And like I don't post all of my training. I like doing that on YouTube instead. instead. So it's kind of like to see that as well, because I think if you follow me on Instagram, I think you would think that I train heavy all the time and I'm just making progress all the time, but it's not the case, and not at all. So I feel like this is maybe something important, and I feel like when I like to make these videos the most, and when I feel like it helped you the most, has been as well when I do like this talking, when I walk you through the session. And I feel like I've been missing that. And it was fun today. Like today doing this video actually helped my focus and staying on point and making good decisions and like do what I'm supposed to. So I'm happy about that. Tomorrow I got bench, I'm gonna train in the morning, I'm gonna train at the other gym because it's New Year's Eve, so we're gonna hang with the family. So I'm gonna be off, so I'm gonna train earlier instead. And then on Wednesday I'm still gonna train at other gym like always, but I won't train as early because it's deadlift, so I want to be bloated, so I want to have time to eat before that. But either way, it was a good session. I feel stoked. Now it's, one less session until Sheffield. I got 2 more Mondays. 2 more Mondays of heavy squats. 2 more heavy squat sessions. That's it. That is crazy. Time flies. I know I said it so many times, but either way, I'm excited. It's a big meet. I have to say I'm nervous. I guess this weekend I was crying a bit. I have PMS. Girls, and sometimes I just need to let that out for like a day or 2 and then I feel fine. Like just actually allowing myself, accepting, okay, you feel a bit nervous, these are the thoughts and emotions that you have, accept them, and then I can move on and surpass them. And that's always been the case. And so now I feel right now I had a good session, I feel confident. Right now I feel ready. But 2 more Mondays is a short time, but in these weeks that are left, a lot of things could go wrong if I do it the wrong way. And I could also be hit by a car, so things could still go wrong. But there's a lot of work to be done still, even though there's not a lot of time left. So I'm gonna leave it at that and make sure that even though right now I feel confident and good, I feel ready, there's much more to be done. And I'm gonna do my very best. And yeah, you and me both will see what's there on January 26th. So either way, thank you for watching this video and Happy New Year's. And if you have a celebration, I hope you have a good one. If you're like me and you hate New Year's celebration, I hope you have some good time with family or friends. Or sometimes I actually had one New Year's Eve for myself, and it was one of the best memories I have of New Year's Eve because it was so special. And I took the time off for myself. So either way, however you do it, I hope you get a good start to the new year. And I will see you next week in 2025, and then it will be only 3 weeks out from my biggest competition ever. Stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and if you're interested in coaching, click the link below to schedule a completely free call with me, and you will get to see if you find that the coaching is suitable for you or not, what the prices are, the time periods, everything in that call. So I catch you there. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.